Rightio, Zach. The wipers, finally, after about 4 hours mucking around. Just turn the ignition on. There we go. Not touching at the bottom, not touching at the top. Amazing.
Good morning, YouTubers. I am on my way to Mildura, just for a change. Going there to work on the blue ute. So I believe Dad's got the gearbox out of it at the moment, and we've got to put a new clutch in it. Hopefully we'll get that in time because it's Friday at the moment. It's probably my last day, an opportunity I have to try and go and get this registered at Vic Roads, because Monday is a public holiday. So I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off to try and get some stuff done up there in Mildura. I'm getting up there. I left really early this morning. There's probably way too much energy for me right now. Left Melbourne at about 4 a.m. and I've been travelling up to Mildura, and I've just pulled over here at Sea Lake because they've got their, as you can probably see in the background, silo towers, all painted, artwork on them. A lot of them getting artwork now, and this one looks very nice. It might even be worth a drone shot. Made it here, and Dad's been very busy.
So we had an original 10-inch clutch. We found out it wasn't good enough for the 351, so we're putting in a 11-inch clutch, which you can obviously see the diameter difference.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
The flywheel we had already had holes in it that would take the 11-inch clutch, but I wasn't sure how the balance would be, because with the 11-inch clutch the holes were in a different position to the 10-inch.
Yep.
So I took it to the engineering shop to check the balance on it. Once the pressure plate and the flywheel were together, they spin it up and check the balance of it. But it was all okay. They didn't have to change the balance on it. So obviously the holes that were pre-drilled in the flywheel were okay, and everything was in balance.
So it's a flywheel that can suit 10 and 11?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Good.
So that was good. Yeah, that was because I didn't really want to drill holes in the flywheel to suit the 11-inch clutch, which would be pretty hard to do, and get it right in the correct centre position would be hard to do. So anyway, the holes were there, and it all turned out well.
Good.
I was happy with the result from the engineering shop, with them saying that no balance was needed on the pressure plate.
Yep.
While we had the putting a new clutch in it, we machined the flywheel as well. You can go to the underneath the car and show people the flywheel.
The flywheel, because it all looks brand new under there.
Yeah. Shiny flywheel.
With these clutches here, as Dad was showing me earlier, the size difference between that and that is huge. Going from just 1 inch bigger, but the amount that's gripping onto the actual flywheel, the surface area of it is a lot bigger. So hopefully now this 351 Windsor doesn't make this clutch slip anymore.
See here, I've actually put a couple of cable ties there and there, just on that backing plate, just so it doesn't fall down as you're trying to put the flywheel up there, because it's bloody annoying when you've got a heavy flywheel above your head. Flywheel only goes on one way. I have marked it just to make it easy, so I don't have to keep.
So is the thing balanced to the motor, or?
Yes, the flywheel is balanced to the motor.
All right. So those particular bolts in there, they're in a certain pattern, so it can only go one way, or?
It can only go one way.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But I just mark it with a.
Well, it makes it easier.
I just mark it with a white mark just there, just so I'm not spinning it around, and.
Yeah. So you're holding the back that black back plate up with cable ties.
Yeah, just either side there and there.
Yeah,
And
just to
obviously before the bell housing goes on, those cable ties will be cut off. Just that falls back on you when you're trying to bloody
Yeah.
the flywheel up, you know.
Yeah,
Just little tricks.
Yeah.
All right, that's a new spigot bearing in there.
Yep.
So we don't need to replace that. I'll replace that when we have the motor out. So we'll leave the new one there. I'm quite impressed with because used to have this in the old days. So they actually supplied that little spigot to align your clutch aligning tool. But
You've got an old school one.
Yeah, I've got an old school steel one, so I think I'll use that. So clutch plate.
Yes.
See,
only one way.
Meat on that way, no meat on that way.
Yeah.
Meat's got to go into the pressure plate.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you put the meat the other way, it's going to touch on the flywheel.
Yeah.
All right. So it's got to sit itself in the clutch.
In the clutch. So the thicker part goes into the clutch.
That's right. It's got to be flat on the side.
Flat on the flywheel. Remember that.
Sit that up in there. All right. Once you get that centre, it'll hold. It'll hold. Now we've got two in it. Rest in. Just put the old clutch in because it looks fine.
Yeah, you try and reuse as much as you can with these restorations because they just cost a fortune.
The money pits.
Money pits.
These bolts are a special bolt. They've actually got a little chamfer on the top of them.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, I got the new bolts for it.
Oh, they're brand new, are they?
Yeah, well, in the last setup, I got the new bolts because it had sort of odds and sods of bolts.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't like it.
And so what's special about the head? They've got a little...
Oh, they've got a star head, but it's the actual chamfer on the neck of the collar of the bolt, which actually sits itself into the first part of the pressure plate flywheel. You'll see a bit of a lip in there. Alright, just fill that little lip up with a bit of extreme pressure grease.
Happening. I when we went out for a drive after the car got its gearbox in, and we took it for a test drive and took you guys with us, and Dad was shifting gears and checking it out, got back and realised the microphone was not working on the camera. Might have to do all that all over again for you guys. So after that it was a bit of a rush, but we ended up taking the car down to a club permit guy, so the car club that we wanted to go with. Went down and saw the president of that, and got all the paperwork sorted out, and then I quickly rushed down to Vic Roads and got some number plates for the car. So the car has number plates now. It's, well, club permit plates. It's never had number plates on it for, we think, maybe 25 years plus. We think the car's never had number plates on it. Plus, Dad's going. But now it finally has number plates on it, so it's all happening. With what I'm having a look at today is I still haven't gotten a temp gauge from the supplier. They're all out of stock. So, and I would like to take the car for a drive. Not keen on taking it for a drive without a temp gauge. So I found this old mechanical one. I thought I might just run this through. What's your thoughts, Father?
Good thoughts, but let's just take it up to the house and see if it works.
Put it in some hot water.
Exactly.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
If you tip that in hot water, it'll go up, will it?
Yep, that's it.
They don't need any other cables to it.
Yeah, just be careful moving this around. If you kink this, it's got like a bit of mercury or something in it that will leak out, and then everything stops working.
Okay.
All right, so don't kink this.
Don't kink it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, I can boil some water and do that.
Yeah. Well, I've already got the jug on, so I'm ahead of you.
Oh, you were thinking about it, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And there's a trick for you guys. If you want to test these old gauges, you can put them in hot water.
Make sure they work.
Make sure they work.
Before you put them in there.
So yeah, if this has got quite a nice bracket on it too, so, and it could just go hang off a screw underneath the dash.
There we go.
There we go.
She's a working.
It's very important. Very important. I'm not really keen on cruising around in the car and not knowing how hot it is after a fresh build. We've got gauges in there. The two work for the fuel gauge and the oil pressure gauge, so they both work and seem to read accurate. So, but the temp gauge is not working in the car, and we believe it's because the coil in the back's burnt out. So we're going to get, I'm going to put something like this. He's got a few other ones of there, so if this doesn't work, I could always try some of his other ones and see if they work. But yeah, hopefully I can put that through and then go for a drive. Dad wants to play around with this carburettor. When we took it out for a drive, he reckons it's running a little bit lean when you open up the secondaries on the carburettor. So the primaries are all very good and it runs very well. But when you put your foot down and you open up the secondaries, it just feels a little bit lean, like it's not getting enough. So that's what he wants to play around with, and I'll let him do that because it'll make it more fun. Wow, what an achievement, out driving it on a beautiful afternoon in Mildura. Could have asked for anything better. The car's going quite well. Dad still hasn't played around with those secondaries in it yet, so I'm not really put my foot down much, but it is nice to just drive it and have a V8 behind your hands. It's something else, these old cars. You really feel the road and how you drive it and everything. It's crazy, and just it's really sinking in of what an achievement I've done. The amount of work and the amount of money I've put into this car, and it's just all starting to sink in now that I'm very happy.